A new poll out showing the mood of a crucial voting bloc ahead of this November. It does not bode well for Democrats. According to a new Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll, take a look at that. 55% of independents are likely to vote for a Republican congressional candidate in the midterm elections to put a check on Democratic control of Congress and the White House. And a couple of Wall Street Journal op-eds today pointing out that few Democrats are actually campaigning on their legislative achievements and that the GOP can take advantage of that. For a fair and balanced debate, we're joined now by former Bill Clinton pollster Bernard Whitman and Mary Catherine Ham, as a writer for the Weekly Standard and a Fox News contributor. Good to see you both. Mary Catherine, when 55% of independents plan to use their vote for a check on the president and Congress, what specifically are they trying to put a check on?
Well, I think the story of the year has been a shift in independents. In 2008, they acted like Democrats, happily voted for Obama, and they're, shifting right now and turning quite a bit more conservative, according to Gallup polling and other polling. And I think, normally independents want to put a check just on the party in power, and they're just cranky and the economy is bad. I think there might be more of an ideological issue here. I think people are looking at the fact that we're spending all these huge amounts of money, and they're looking at Greece and saying maybe this can't last. And so I think there may be danger for Democrats in a shifting ideology here. But Republicans have to walk through that door and make good on it and actually, convert people.
Bernard, independents often dictate the outcome of elections. I want to show two polls to you. Take a look at our Fox News exit poll 2 years ago. Independents made up 29% of the electorate. Candidate Obama won a majority, 52 to McCain's 44. But take a look at the next poll, just came out yesterday, that shows independents have turned against the president. 61% say they're either disappointed or angry. Is that a repudiation of the president's policies and performance?
No, I think it's a reality that this incoming administration faced an extraordinary economic meltdown, and we have done a pretty amazing job stemming the flow of that and getting us back on track. And I think what's
incumbent, why are they angry?
I think what's incumbent for the Democrats is to explain exactly what we've done. For example, the economic stimulus bill that the Republicans continue to deride has actually created or saved between 2.3 and 2.8 million jobs. We've gotten 10,000 construction jobs moving across the country. And the fact is that exports are beginning to grow. We're going to be able to create several million jobs by boosting exports over the next 5 years. And I think that over the summer and into the fall, the Democrats need to be very clear about taking their case out to the American people. If this American recovery is beginning to work.
Why are 61% either disappointed or angry with the president?
Because the American people are admittedly frustrated with the pace of progress. Have enough jobs grown in this country? Absolutely not. But the jobless claims that were just reported this morning were less than expected. And the truth is that we are beginning to see...
Not his predecessor. They're blaming him, aren't they?
Well, and we have to do more. We have to do more to get this economy started again. For example, that's why the president wants to push forward the Bush tax cuts, not for everyone, which would bankrupt this country, but to focus on those making under $250,000 a year.
Speaking of tax cuts, in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal today, Karl Rove maps out a pro-growth strategy for Republicans. Let me read it. Quote, Republicans must make a compelling case that allowing the tax cuts to expire will result in history's largest tax increase, killing jobs, punishing hard work and enterprise, damaging growth, wounding small business, and postponing the moment the government finally restrains spending. I'm not hearing that from Republicans, are you?
Look, I think that Republicans have a chance to make some gains here, but they have to talk smartly about these things. They have to push prosperity measures as opposed to austerity measures, I guess is one way you could put it. And the bottom line is it doesn't matter what analysts on TV believe about the stimulus, and you can talk all day about how it worked, which I strongly disagree with, but what matters is what the American people believe about it, and they don't think it worked. You've got even Keynesian or even liberal economists saying Keynesianism failed here, partly because they didn't spend enough, but that's their argument. But that doesn't matter. What comes down to is that the American people look at this and say, hey, we need to go a different direction.
Would you agree, Mary Catherine, though, that Republicans have been engaged in the blame game? Let's blame the Democrats, let's blame the president, and they haven't put forth their own pro-growth agenda, as Rove points out.
Well, and what I would also say is that in the past, Republicans have been more than happy to spend away because there was no sort of consequence for this thing. I think the world is looking at the new situation, looking at Greece, looking at Europe, and saying, hey, there has to be an end to this kind of thing. And I think the GOP has an opportunity to stay true to principles
Bernard,
and to
real
actually
quickly,
convert some voters.
As you know, many Democrats are balking now at yet another stimulus and extending unemployment benefits. Is that because in an election year, 4 months away, they are wary of supporting higher spending, higher taxes, and higher deficits?
I absolutely think that we've got to come up with a very clear plan to get the deficit under control. But that does not mean that we can possibly get away from the job-creating strategy that this administration has put the country on. And if you look at the Pew Research poll, 50% of the American people trust the Democrats more than the Republicans to bring about the change that's needed for this country. Doesn't mean the change has come in as much as we need, but clearly the American people still are on the side of the Democrats.
Bernard Whitman, Mary Catherine Ham, good to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.